Hello, hi. Hi everyone. Welcome to a new live stream. How's it going? I hope everything is good. Today we will learn 10 Spanish verbs that you can use pretty much every day. So, very common Spanish verbs. 10 Spanish verbs for everyday life. And they're not too basic, but they're not too complicated. So that's pretty good. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, Ralph Marquez, Brianna Lee, Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, William Lopez, David Beaver. Thank you guys for the support. El cafecito está delicioso. Muchas gracias. If you want to support this channel, you can also do that by getting a Cafecito membership. The only thing you need to do is to click on the join button down below. You can check out the perks. You can check out the monthly fee. It's pretty cheap. I mean, you're pretty much buying me a cup of coffee, so that's great. That's awesome. I love coffee. Okay, well, thank you again, Cafecito members. Remember that I'm live streaming, so if you have any question about what we're going to talk about today, please use the live chat. The only thing you need to do, you need to subscribe to this channel. That's the only thing you need to do, and that's free. So that's awesome. Hello, Mr. Steven Eggs, and hello, Sea of Platitudes. Welcome. Bienvenidos, chicos. Bienvenidos. Okay, great. Awesome. Let's get started. Let's talk about these 10 verbs that you need to know if you are learning Spanish. You can increase your vocabulary with these 10 verbs, only 10. So it's not a long list, but we will go over each one of them. We will talk about the meaning and how to use them. So it's something very important to know. Okay. Now, let's learn the first one. The first one, verb number 1, is pellizcar. Pellizcar. By the way, I don't have any, topic. So there are 10 verbs that are not, like they're not similar in any way. We can be talking about anything, right? For everyday life. We don't have any subject or topic. Just 10 verbs that you can use every day if you want to. Okay, pellizcar. What does this mean? Pellizcar means to pinch. Pellizcar. 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 To pinch. And it's just to pinch. Very easy. Nothing too complicated. Pellizcar. Yo pellizco. Tú pellizcas. Él pellizca. So it's a very interesting verb. It sounds very, I don't know, I like the sound of this verb, pellizcar. The pronunciation is not that difficult. It's not pellizcar, okay? Pellizcar. Remember, the sound of the double L in Spanish is like similar to a Y in English. Pellizcar, pellizcar, to pinch. Now let's look at some examples. Welcome, Ralph Marquez. Bienvenido. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias por el comentario. Thank you so much for the comment. Okay, so the first example is pellízcame. Debo estar soñando. Pellízcame. Debo estar soñando. Do you know the meaning of this? Pellízcame. Oops, sorry. Pellízcame. Debo estar soñando. This is a common thing to say. If you want to say, well, first, pellízcame means pinch me. Pellizcame, pinch me, okay? Pellizcame, it's a common expression. Debo means I must. Estar means to be, or in this situation, be. Debo estar, I must be. And soñando. Soñando means dreaming. Pellizcame, debo estar soñando. Pinch me, I must be dreaming. So if you don't believe something's happening, good or bad, especially good, I think this is a positive and a good sentence. You probably are surprised because something happened, something good happened to you. So you can use this expression, this whole sentence, just to say, pinch me, I must be dreaming. Pellizcame, debo estar soñando. Soñando comes from soñar. Sorry about that. Soñar. Soñar is another verb, and that means to dream. Soñando means dreaming. Okay? So this is a very good sentence. And we're using the verb pellizcar. Now let's look at another example. Oops, it's a long sentence. Mi hermana me pellizcó el brazo. Mi hermana me pellizcó el brazo. Pellizcó, right here, pellizcó, we have the verb pellizcar, pellizcó. That is past tense, perfect tense. Pellizcó. So someone got pinched by someone else. Now, let's look at the translation, or let's break this down, or rather, let's see what this means. What am I saying? Okay, the meaning is my sister. Mi hermana, my sister. Okay? Me pellizcó. Pinched. In this situation, me pellizcó. By the way, me is a pronoun. This one here, me. This one is a pronoun. Remember that. And it's like saying pinched me. Me pellizcó. Okay? But in English, you would say something like me pellizcó. My sister pinched me, well, in this case, el brazo, my arm. I mean, we can be more literal and, and we can say, you know, mi hermana me pellizcó mi brazo, but this literally means my sister pinched me, or pinched my arm. So this is a different structure right here. Mi hermana, my sister, me pellizcó, pinched el brazo, my arm, okay? Pellizcar can work with this kind of pronouns, me, you know? So, me pellizcó. Right here we can see it too. Right here we see me, okay? We see me, and we see me as well here. So we have two me. So this is a pronoun, and this pronoun can be attached to the verb pellizcame, pinch me, or it can be separate. Me pellizcó. Okay, so it depends on the situation, but you're pretty much saying my sister pinched me on my arm. okay? But in Spanish, we can say mi hermana me pellizcó, my sister pinched, and then you add what she did or where she pinched you. El brazo. In this situation, my arm, okay? If I say mi hermana me pellizcó mi brazo, that can work as well, okay? That works. Or if you want to say something like mi hermana pellizcó mi brazo, that also works. My sister pinched my arm. So that is a more literal translation. But, you know, in Spanish, we can be a bit more flexible. We can say mi hermana me pellizcó mi brazo or el brazo. Okay? So there are different ways to say the same thing. So don't freak out. Don't worry. You can keep it simple. Mi hermana pellizcó mi brazo or mi hermana me pellizcó el brazo. Okay? So that works. It's all good. So we looked at how to use pellizcar. Pellizcar means to pinch, and you can use it in different ways. You need to conjugate this verb, but you can use it in different ways. You can add pronouns to the verb. Just, every like Spanish, most Spanish verbs can work with in that way. You can add different pronouns to the verb, or you can keep it separate. So it's up to you. I mean, that's another lesson. We're just talking about pellizcar, to pinch. Okay? Excellent. So that was verb number 1. Let's look at the next one. The next one, guys, is, let's see what we have. Remember, you can ask questions if you have any questions, of course. Oh, okay. Sea of Platitudes says, el diccionario dice que pellizcar también significa mordisquear la comida. Okay, so you're talking about nibbing some food. You're not biting some food. You're just like, biting it in a really delicate way. I think that's nibbing is the verb. I think it is, isn't it? Nibble. Sorry, I don't know why I said nibbing. Nibble, to nibble, right? So like a little bite. It is. I would use mordisquear more than pellizcar. Pellizcar is more like you're using your fingers, and you're just pinching someone or something. You can pinch for example, if you're making bread, you can pinch the dough, right? Pellizcar la masa, right? So, I mean, you could, but it's pellizcar. The main meaning is pretty much when you use your fingers and you pinch something, okay, or someone. Great question. Thank you, Sea of Platitudes. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, the next one, guys. The next one is luchar. This one is not that difficult to pronounce. I mean, luchar. You only need to remember the ch sound. Just like you say cheese, it's the same ch sound. So luchar. So that's a very easy pronunciation. Now, what does this mean? This means to wrestle or to fight. To wrestle, to fight. So if you're watching someone wrestling, you can use this verb. Now we will see different ways to use this verb. There's two ways to use this verb. Luchar. Luchar. Let's look at the first example. Los luchadores lucharán. Los luchadores lucharán. Sorry. Los luchadores lucharán. So that's the first part. Do you know what this means? Los luchadores lucharán. This sounds like a tongue twister already. Los luchadores lucharán. Hoy en la noche. Los luchadores lucharán hoy en la noche. This means the wrestlers, los luchadores, the wrestlers, lucharán, will wrestle tonight, hoy en la noche, okay? Hoy en la noche. So this is almost a phrase if you want to say tonight, hoy en la noche, okay? So that's something very interesting. Los luchadores, the wrestlers, lucharán, will wrestle. Lucharán, that is future tense. Future tense, so that's interesting. Lucharán, will wrestle. Hoy en la noche, tonight. Okay, so if you see, if you like to to see these kinds of events where wrestlers will or they wrestle, right? Wrestle. So you can use this verb, luchar. Remember, luchar means to wrestle. So this is very simple. Literally, you're wrestling. Nothing complicated about that. But sometimes luchar means to fight. And I'm not talking about pelear. Pelear is another way to say to fight. If you translate pelear, you're gonna see that the meaning is to fight. Let me just put it here so you know. Oops. You cannot see it. Pelear, luchar, pelear. They sound a little similar. I mean, the meaning is a little similar, but I mean, if you want to say, luchar, I would use it if you're talking about wrestling, okay? Pelear is more like fight. Someone can fight outside, because for whatever reason. But if we're talking about wrestling, that's more like a sport, right? So I would use luchar for that if you're talking about wrestling. If you're talking, for example, I have right now to fight, but what are we talking about? Is it like literally to fight, right? No, it's not. Actually, you can use this just like you would use it, to fight for something, to fight for different things, right? Dreams and rights and something like that. So it's not tangible, things that are not tangible. So let's look at an example so you understand how or what I mean by this. Okay, so tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. Tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. What does this mean? Let's see. We have, tenemos que, Okay, this word, this phrase here, tenemos que, this is a very common phrase. Tener que is like saying we must or we have to. Okay, tenemos que. So keep that in mind. That's very good to know. Just to, you know, tener que, that's a very like helpful, it's similar to a phrasal verb. So that's something really good to know. We have to, tenemos que fight, luchar, fight. Okay, we're not saying we have to wrestle. We have to wrestle. No, in this situation, it doesn't mean to wrestle. Tenemos que luchar for, okay? Nuestros, our, derechos, rights, okay? So this is a more, totally different situation. Tenemos que luchar por nuestros derechos. We have to fight for our rights. And one thing that I want to, you know, point out is that if you want to use luchar in this way, when you are saying we have to fight for something, remember to use the word por, okay? So you usually will see this in Spanish, luchar por. And that literally means to fight for, okay? Luchar por, to fight for. So we see two different ways to use this verb. This is a common verb that refers to wrestling or fighting. Literally wrestling or fighting for something, for a goal, for an objective, okay? So that's very important to know. Pelear, you could use that verb, tenemos que pelear por nuestros derechos, but remember, pelear is more like, you know, you use your fists. Luchar is more like, I don't know, maybe in this situation, people need to protest, to have protests, protests to, you know, fight for something, to be heard. So this is very interesting, how to use this verb, luchar, luchar. Remember, luchar, to wrestle or to fight for something. I can even add it here, to fight for. Okay, to fight for something that you really want to happen. Okay. Nacho Libre. Yeah, that's a funny movie for sure, Ralph. Nacho Libre. I don't think I watched parts of that movie, not the entire movie, but it seems very funny. Okay, the next verb is, let's see what we have. Darse cuenta de. Darse cuenta de. This is more like a phrase, but we have actually a verb right here. Darse. So you need to know how to conjugate that. Darse. Specifically, the verb is dar. Okay, just dar. But if you see this, that means that you can attach pronouns to the verb. Darse, darme, darte, darle. Okay? So you need to know how to do that. It's pretty easy. I have lessons about that. So that's what it means. That's what it means. But the meaning of the whole, by the way, dar means to give. And the meaning of the whole phrase, do you know the meaning? The meaning is to notice. Darse cuenta de. That's a long phrase to say, to notice. Darse cuenta de. Don't forget that, because this is another common verb or phrase / verb that it's good to learn because it's very, very common. Now, let's look at some examples. The first example is: no me di cuenta que estabas aquí. No me di cuenta que estabas aquí. Ooh, well, do you know the meaning of this? This is it's not easy, but it's not that difficult. This means I didn't, no me, well, this is quite tricky because we're not translating word by word. So technically when you say no me di cuenta, this means I didn't realize or notice. So that's something that you need to know, that it also means to realize. I don't know, or it's like saying I didn't notice, I didn't realize, okay? So that's what this means. Darse cuenta de. Just let me erase this part here so you see everything well. So I didn't realize, no me di cuenta. That's what this means, okay? But how about the rest of the sentence? Que estabas aquí. You were here. I didn't realize you were here, okay? Now, we cannot translate word by word, but we can break this down, okay? No me di cuenta. This whole phrase here means I didn't realize. I didn't notice, I didn't realize. No me di cuenta. If you add no at the beginning, well, you make this negative, right? So you didn't realize. Me di cuenta, once again, do you remember the pronouns that I was talking about? Me di. So you can either place those pronouns here or here, okay? A whole different lesson. I hope you know this. If not, check out my lesson about that. You can browse my channel. No me di cuenta. I didn't realize. So essentially the verb is me di cuenta. In this situation, we didn't need de. Okay? Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't need it. No me di cuenta. Some people might have it, might say it regardless. No me di cuenta de que estabas aquí. That's correct. So if you include de, that's fine. But some people might say it this way. No me di cuenta que, okay? Que, there is no what or that in this translation. In English, you know, you don't need it. I didn't realize. It's like saying I didn't realize that you were here. Okay? So in Spanish, we need it. We need to say que. Estabas, you were. Tú estabas, you were. Remember, we don't need to have pronouns all the time. So essentially, you're saying que tú estabas, okay? We don't need to say tú. Aquí, you know what this means. Aquí, here. No me di cuenta que estabas aquí. I didn't realize you were here. Okay, so that's what this phrase means. And we're using darse cuenta or darse cuenta de. To notice, to realize. Okay, the next example. Let's see what we have. Miguel no se da cuenta que hay una araña al lado suyo. Miguel no se da cuenta que hay una araña al lado suyo. Do you know what this means? That's pretty scary. Arañas can be scary. Do you know what that araña means? If you know, please just tell me. Tell me. I know what it means. Okay, so Miguel no se da cuenta que hay una araña al lado suyo. This means, this means, Miguel means Miguel. That's a name, right? Miguel doesn't realize, okay? Doesn't realize or is not noticing, same thing. No se da cuenta. Miguel no se da cuenta. Miguel doesn't realize. Is not noticing. Okay, same thing. Que hay. That. There is. Que hay. That. Que that. Hay. There is. Una. A. Araña, spider. Al lado, next to. Suyo, him. In this case, him. Okay? Al lado suyo means next to him or next to her. Okay? So this is a common phrase to say al lado suyo. Okay, that means next to him, next to her. Okay, or next to them even. Okay. Now, let's find the verb here. Where is darse cuenta de? Se da cuenta que, again, Miguel no se da cuenta de, you can have de here, and I'm just gonna leave it there because I have it up here. I included it because sometimes people say de, sometimes they don't add de, but it's good to know both ways, right? And both are correct. No se da cuenta de. Okay, so that means Miguel is not noticing something. Miguel doesn't see that there is a freaking spider next to him. Okay, so we have the verb right here. No se da cuenta. Se da cuenta de. Okay, so that's the verb. Didn't notice, didn't realize, or doesn't realize, is not noticing. Okay, Miguel. Just remember, we can make the verb negative if you add no at the beginning. No se da cuenta. Okay? Or you can make it positive. We will make this positive in a second. Miguel no se da cuenta de que hay. You know what the rest of the sentence means. That there is a spider next to him. De que hay una araña al lado suyo. So that is a little terrifying. It depends how big the spider is, but spiders can be either cute when they're, when they're small, or it can be very terrifying if they're big or small and dangerous, I think. That's crazy. That's great. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to didn't notice. So we have both. Very similar. Those two verbs in English, they can, darse cuenta de means to notice, to realize. So it's very, very easy. Okay. So if we want this positive, right? Because we have no here as well. So let's do this positive. And let's make it past tense. Okay. So, Miguel se dio cuenta de que hay una araña al lado suyo. Miguel noticed that there is a spider next to him. Okay? Or Miguel realized as well, same thing. Miguel se dio cuenta de que hay una araña al lado suyo. Once again, you can include de or not. This is also fine. Miguel se dio cuenta que hay una araña al lado suyo. Que is a very, like, this is necessary. If we delete que, Miguel se dio cuenta, hay una araña al lado suyo, it sounds incomplete. You can include que, okay, in both situations. Also de, and that means to notice or to realize. This one is a bit more complicated to use, darse cuenta de, this verb here. It's a bit, you need advanced Spanish for this, but I mean, you can practice and you can just see patterns, right? And that's how you can master this verb as well. Very commonly used in Spanish, so I recommend you practice this. If you want, please use the live chat to practice, share examples. That's always pretty good. Welcome, KS. No spider. There's no spider. Hello, Bruce. Welcome. Okay, the next one. That was verb number 3. Let's look at the next one. Man, let's see. Let's see what we have here. We have apurarse or darse prisa. Apurarse, darse prisa. Once again, we have darse. Darse. That just means that you can say, you can use those pronouns me, te, and le, okay? Me, te, le. So yes, just so you know, apurarse. Same with this one, apurarse. Apurarse. Now, what does this mean? Apurarse or darse prisa. You can use either one. Okay, you can even use these two in the same sentence, one after another. So this means to hurry, to hurry. So if you want someone to hurry, you can use these two verbs, apurarse, darse prisa. Let's look at some examples. Date prisa. This is a very common phrase to use. Date prisa. Date prisa. Chop chop. No, it doesn't mean chop chop, but it's similar to saying chop chop. And you'll see the meaning. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what that means. Because we just said darse prisa, right? Date prisa. And you can also say right after that, apúrate. Okay? So this is a common thing. You don't have to, but you can say both. You can use both verbs one after another just to express, hurry, hurry. We gotta go, hurry. Date prisa, apúrate. You can use either date prisa or apúrate or both. Date prisa, apúrate. Okay? What does this mean? This means hurry. Hurry, okay? Hurry, hurry up. Similar. Date prisa, apúrate. Hurry, hurry, hurry up. Whatever you need to do, right? You can add that after this. Date prisa, apúrate, because, porque, and then ... add the rest of your sentence. And this is like, these two are great expressions to use when you want to say hurry, okay? Date prisa, apúrate. Just be cautious with with these phrases, because if you're not familiar or you're not comfortable with the person, it might be a bit rude. If you say, for example, to a waitress, date prisa, that is very rude. Don't say that. You wouldn't say to a waitress, hurry, right? Hurry. That's very rude. So you usually use these expressions with people that you know, right? That you get along with, that you are familiar with, that you are comfortable with. So just be cautious. Be cautious. Now, let's look at the next example. Apúrate. Necesitamos irnos. Apúrate. I mean, you should not snap like your fingers at people, but I'm just expressing, the apúrate. Necesitamos irnos. Necesitamos irnos. What does this mean? Well, the first part, hurry up, right? Hurry up. Apúrate. Necesitamos irnos. We need to go. Necesitamos means we need. Irnos, to go. Or necesitamos, we need to. Irnos, go. Okay? This is another interesting phrase. Apúrate. Remember, we're adding the pronoun te in this situation. You can see it right here. Te. Apúrate. Okay? Apúrate. You're saying this to one person. Okay? If you want to say this to a group of people, that will be more like apúrense. Apúrense. Okay? So it's a command. We're talking about commands here. Apúrate, apúrense. Okay, that's the first one is to one person. The second one is you're saying that to a group of people. So that's something important to remember. Usually when you say or when you use apurarse, usually you use it in a command way. You're commanding people, please hurry up. I mean, you can add por favor, right? Apúrense, por favor. Or in this what we had before, apúrate, por favor. Hurry up, please. So it's a good idea to add a please there. You don't want to sound rude for sure. So remember that. Apúrate, por favor. Hurry up, please. Let me add that here, please. Please. Okay, hurry up, please. Apúrate, por favor. Hurry up, please. Or just hurry, please. Necesitamos irnos. We need to go. Okay, we need to go. Irnos is another interesting word, because if we translate this word by word, we need, necesitamos ir, to go. But if you say necesitamos ir without nos, just like that, it's kind of weird. It doesn't make much sense. It sounds incomplete. So you need to say nos in this situation. So you're saying you and I, we need to go. You and I, okay? We need to go. Both of us. Okay, so we need irnos there. But anyways, I'm just breaking this down so you know what this means and why it's there. Okay, apurarse, darse prisa. Once again, that means to hurry. Okay, hurry up, or hurry. Okay, excellent. Now the next verb, guys. The next verb is. Hello, Alan Cisnero, welcome. Okay, the next one is cruzar. Cruzar is another interesting verb, and this means to cross. Cruzar, to cross. Now, let's see some examples. Cuidado al cruzar la calle. Cuidado al cruzar la calle. So this is a very interesting phrase, and this means be careful. Cuidado, be careful. While crossing, al cruzar la calle, the street. Okay? Cuidado al cruzar la calle. Be careful while crossing the street. That's what this sentence means. And we can see the verb cruzar right here. Right here, cruzar. Okay? Cuidado al cruzar. So this is a very common thing to do when you have cuidado. You have al, cuidado al, and then the action. In this situation, cruzar, to cross or crossing, right? Cuidado al comer. Be careful while eating something, right? Cuidado al comer, cuidado al caminar. Be careful while walking. But this is some warning that you're saying. But you obviously have to complete it. In this situation, we needed la calle. If we had cuidado al cruzar, so that means be careful while crossing. That's it. But what are you crossing? La calle, the street. Okay? So very interesting how this sentence works. And cruzar, once again, to cross. And it's pretty much just literally you're crossing something. It could be a bridge. It could be the street. It could be, I don't know, the ocean, right? So it could be anything. You're doing that. You're crossing literally. Okay. The next example. Let's see what we have here. We don't have anything. What happened? I had another example here. It's not showing. There you are. No cruces la línea. No cruces la línea. No cruces la línea. What does this mean? This means don't cross the line. It could be, literally a line, because, when you have to take the subway, there's a line, right? And you cannot cross that line. Or as an expression, don't cross the line, right? Just don't push it, right? So it could be used in literally or figuratively, okay? So, no cruces. Don't cross. No cruces. No cruces. Don't cross. No cruces. La línea, the line. Okay? Línea means line. Very simple. This is a very, very easy example using cruzar. So, cruzar, we can be talking about a street. We can be talking about a line, literally or figuratively. Excellent. Cruzar, to cross. The next one, guys, we have 5 more. That was verb number 5. We have verb number 6. Let's see what we have here. We have comparar con, and we have a space, some blank area there. Comparar a blank con blank. Okay? So this is another phrase, and it's a bit, it's not that complicated, but it's a bit tricky. What does this mean? Comparar a con. Sometimes you can use comparar by itself, but sometimes you can use comparar a blank con blank. This means This means to compare or to compare to. Okay, when you're comparing to things or to people. Comparar sounds kind of similar to compare, right? Let's look at some examples. No puedes comparar a Miguel con Carlos. Son muy diferentes. No puedes comparar a Miguel con Carlos. Son muy diferentes. So we have the verb here, right? We have comparar. Well, that's thick. Comparar a. And then you add the first thing or person. And then con. And then you add the second thing or person. Okay? So that's how this verb works. Let's look at the meaning. We need to know what this means. What does this mean? You can't compare Miguel to Carlos. Miguel to Carlos. I don't know why I'm saying Carlos if I can say Carlos, right? Just my brain playing games. They're so different. They're so different. You can't compare Miguel to Carlos. They're so different. So how does this work? Let's look. Let's break this down. We have to. No puedes. You can't. Okay? Comparar. We saw this. We explained this. Or I explained this to you. Comparar a. Compare Miguel. We have Miguel. Right? And we have Miguel here. Con in this situation is similar to saying to. And then the other person or thing, Carlos. They are or they're, right? Son. Remember, we don't need to use personal pronouns all the time. So this is similar to saying ellos son. Technically, you're not saying ellos son. Their son, right? Muy, so, or very, okay? Diferentes, different, okay? No puedes comparar a Miguel con Carlos. Son muy diferentes. You can't compare Miguel to Carlos. They're so different. So this is very interesting how this verb works. Essentially, once again, you're comparing two or more things, people, and you're just comparing which one is, certain way or different or similar, same thing. You're just comparing. Let's look at the other example. The other example is no me compares con ella. So this is a very short example. No me compares con ella. No me compares con ella. Do you know what this means? This means don't compare me to her. Okay? Don't compare me to her. Now, let's see. No me compares. Don't compare me. Don't compare me. And we have, me. That's what this pronoun means. I mean, we've talked about this many times during this stream. Me. No me compares. Don't compare me. Okay? Con, we have con. Okay? So if sometimes you can have when you have only, when you are talking about yourself, comparing me to, you only need con. You don't need a. Okay, you don't need this one when talking about yourself. Someone is comparing you to someone else. So you don't need a. No me compares con, and then you have the other person. Once again, con, to, ella, her. Okay, could be él, ella, ellos. Okay, so it depends on the situation, but in this situation, we're talking about her. No me compares con ella. Don't compare me to her. Once again, if you're, saying when you are being compared to someone else, you don't need you need con only. No me compares con ella. Don't compare me to her. Okay? If you have, two different things, then you need a and con. A Miguel con Carlos. No puedes comparar a Miguel con Carlos. You can't compare Miguel to Carlos. You have two people there. Excellent. That was comparar, or comparar a con, or comparar con. It's tricky. It gets tricky. But it's a good verb to remember. Okay, I need some tea. 1 second. Sea of platitudes. No puedes comparar, not comprar, comparar. I know it sounds similar. Comprar means to buy. Comparar, to compare. Okay? No puedes comparar al español con el japonés. Son muy diferentes. Almost perfect. Sea of platitudes. You got it. Just remember, comparar, not comprar. Comprar means to buy. Oh, it's all good. It kind of sounds the same. Comparar, comprar. Yeah, but it's not the same. Not the same. Okay, the next one, guys. The next one. We have masticar. Masticar. It's not to talk, but it's a similar motion. Masticar. Okay? You do this when you eat chocolate, when you eat any kind of food, really. What do? You You chew. So masticar means to chew. To chew. And it's used, like pretty much when you're eating, when it doesn't have any other meaning other than to chew. To chew, masticar, literally you're chewing. Okay? Now, let's look at some examples using this verb. Mastica con la boca cerrada. Mastica con la boca cerrada. This is a command, and this means chew with your mouth closed. Please, por favor. I know some people, they chew, very loudly. So that's not nice. Some people don't like that. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, but it doesn't bother me that much. But if you want to say to someone, chew with your mouth closed, you can use the verb masticar for that. Now, let's break this down. Mastica, chew. Okay? Mastica, chew. Con la boca, with your mouth. Con, with. La, I mean, this is another thing that people in Spanish would say this very often, mastica con la boca. And in English, chew with your mouth, right? But la essentially is like saying your. in this situation. Your mouth, la boca. You can say tu boca. Mastica con tu boca cerrada. That's fine if you want to literally translate that. But as an expression, you can say la. This is something common that moms tell their kids, when, the kid is like, so this is a common thing to say. Mastica con la boca cerrada. And cerrada means closed. And why is it feminine? That's because we're talking about boca, la boca. Okay? That's why we need cerrada. The noun is feminine, then you need a feminine adjective. Okay? Cerrada, closed. Don't be loud, right? Okay. That's an interesting phrase for sure. Now the next example, guys. María está masticando. María está masticando goma de mascar. Okay? Goma de mascar. What does this mean? María está masticando goma de mascar. This means Maria is chewing gum. María está masticando. María is chewing. Goma de mascar means gum. Okay? Now, I say chicle. Chicle. Okay? I like this term a lot. It's short and it means, gum. So I really like it. Chicle. But chicle is used mainly in Mexico. Okay? Goma de mascar is a more general term, and Latin American people will understand that term, and also people from Spain. So it's up to you which one you want to use, but I like to use chicle. Chicle. Okay? María está masticando goma de mascar. Maria is chewing gum. That's a simple verb. Nothing too complicated there. Okay. The next one, guys. That's a great example, Brianna Lee. Welcome. Cuando tengo dolor de muelas, me cuesta masticar. Okay. So when you have, tooth pain, it's hard to chew. Okay, it's hard to chew. So that's a great example. Man, dolor de muelas. That's a great term. And me cuesta. It's hard. It's hard for you to chew. Excellent. Great example. Now, the next verb, guys, is aceptar. Aceptar. And this sounds like something you already know. What does this mean? This means to accept. You have to accept something, but it doesn't have to be dramatic, We could be talking about something common that happens every day. For example, no se acepta efectivo. No se acepta efectivo. Do you know what efectivo is? No se acepta efectivo. This is said by a lot of people at stores, when you are about to pay for something, if you buy coffee or something like that, they might say this to you. No se acepta efectivo. What does this mean? This means literally cash is not accepted, or we don't take cash. Okay? But this term is this sentence is very commonly said, at businesses, at stores, at shops. If, they don't take cash. Efectivo means cash. Okay, so that's another great term to learn. Efectivo, cash. No se acepta. You're pretty much saying it's not accepted, you know. In this case, we're talking about efectivo, cash. Or sometimes they might say, you know what? We take cash. You can pay with cash. So how would you say that? How would you say we take cash or we accept cash? So you would say, or you would just remove no. Oops, we need that like that. Se acepta efectivo. That's another common phrase to say. Se acepta efectivo. And this means cash is accepted or we take cash. You know, you can pay with cash. That's what it means. But this verb is commonly used in that particular situation, in this particular situation when talking about, you know, the way you pay things. It could be, you know, credit cards, debit, you know, you just change the noun. Some people say, se acepta tarjetas de crédito. Oops, sorry about that. And this means pretty much, you know, we take credit cards. Oops, I'm showing you everything. I wanna keep some mystery here, and it's just not happening. Like, come on. Okay, so se acepta, okay, se aceptan, because we're talking about credit cards. It's, I mean, any credit card, right? It could be, yeah, I know that Amex is sometimes not accepted anywhere. I'm sorry. I remember, I mean, I don't want to say companies or anything like that, but Amex sometimes is like, I want to pay. I'm like, I want to pay with Amex, and it's not accepted. No one takes it for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyways, that's another topic. Se aceptan tarjetas de crédito means, you know, pretty much credit cards are accepted, or we take credit cards. You can pay with credit cards. Excellent. Now let's look at the other example that you probably saw already. Yeah, you probably saw that already. Let's see. ¿Crees que debería aceptar? This is just some vague question, but we're using aceptar. ¿Crees que debería aceptar? You can, you know, ask this, I don't know, to a friend. Maybe you can ask this question because you don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? You don't know what to do and you need some advice or something like that. This question means, do you think I should accept? Okay, maybe we're talking about a job, we're talking about some project, you don't know, but do you think I should accept? ¿Crees que debería aceptar? Let's break this down. ¿Crees que? This is a common thing to say in Spanish, and this means, do you think? Do you think? And then you add the rest of the phrase. Debería, I should. I mean, once again, yo, you can say yo, but you don't have to. ¿Crees que yo debería? Or ¿crees que debería? Do you think I should? And then aceptar, accept. So this is a very, very good example of using, you know, aceptar in a question. And someone might say, yes, you should. right? Or not. Don't do it. But aceptar can be used in everyday life situations, or, like the way you pay for something, or you can just in general use it as, like you would use to accept in English. Okay, aceptar means to accept. Excellent. So that's one more verb. Let's look at the next one. We're almost done. We have 2 verbs left. Please let me know if you have any questions, or please share examples. That helps a lot. Guys. What is happening? I don't know what's happening today. I apologize. Okay. The next one, guys. Look at that circle. That's awesome. Okay. The next verb is esperar. Esperar. And this is a very interesting verb because it has 2 interesting meanings. Okay. One that is literal, and the other one is more like when talking about, objectives and dreams and things that you want to do, or things that you wish for, So this is a very interesting verb. This means to hope or to wait. To hope or to wait. So it depends, obviously. It depends on the situation, but you can use it either in situations when you need to wait, or when you're hoping for something to happen or not, right? So let's look at some examples. Espero saber de ti pronto. Espero saber de ti pronto. We're using esperar, and that means in this situation to hope. Okay, espero, I hope. Okay, I hope to hear from you soon. I hope to hear from you soon. Espero saber de ti pronto. Okay, let's see how this phrase works. You can see right at the beginning, you can see esperar. Espero. Remember this. Espero means I hope. So you can start a lot of sentences by saying espero. Espero means I hope. So you can say espero que tengas un feliz cumpleaños. I hope you have a great birthday, right? Espero que, okay? Espero que is another interesting phrase that also means you can use it to say I hope. It's like saying I hope that. Okay, I hope that, and then ... whatever you want to say. But in this situation, you don't need que. Espero que, saber, that doesn't make any sense. In this situation, I hope to hear, you need to say espero saber. Saber means to know. Okay, so technically you're saying I hope to know, about you. You want to hear from that person. I want to know what's happening with this person. But if you say oír, espero oír de ti pronto, you're more like you just want to hear something about this person. Espero saber is the best phrase to say I hope to hear from, in this situation, de ti, from you, okay? De ti, from you, pronto. Pronto means soon, okay? Soon. And this phrase is very commonly said in Spanish. Espero saber de ti pronto. I hope to hear from you soon. Okay? That's a great example, Mr. Steven. ¿Crees que debería aceptar la posición? That's a great example. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Steven. Okay, Hassan L. Welcome. How to say I'm waiting on you. We'll see that. We'll see a similar example right now, actually. Okay, the next example is oh boy, sorry about that. Espero que. Okay, actually, I have two more examples. Sorry about that. Espero que. Well, not sorry about that. I think it's a good thing that I have more examples, right? Espero que te sientas mejor pronto. We're again using esperar, and it means again, I hope. Espero. And do you remember I said espero que is also commonly said? Well, this means I hope that, just like I said a few minutes ago, espero que te sientas, you feel mejor, better, very soon, pronto. Same thing, you just need pronto, and that means soon, very soon, something that happens shortly, okay? Espero que te sientas mejor pronto. Espero que, remember that too. If you want to say, I hope that, okay, I hope that, you need to say espero que, right? Te sientas, that you feel, okay, or you feel, te sientas mejor, better, okay, pronto, very soon. Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, the next example, guys, is te puedo esperar, no hay prisa. Te puedo esperar, no hay prisa. So, in this situation, we're using esperar, and it means, of course, it means to wait. In this situation, it means to wait. Esperar means to wait. This means I can wait for you. Okay? I can wait for you. Te puedo esperar. Te puedo esperar. I can wait. And then in English, you need for you. Okay? I can wait for you. Te puedo esperar. No hay prisa is another great phrase to learn, and that means there is no rush. No hay prisa. There is no rush. No hay, there is no prisa, rush. Okay? So this is interesting. Now, Hassan asked how to say I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. To do something, right? You can say a very, very short and good phrase to learn to say that. You can say, te estoy esperando. Okay? Te estoy esperando. And this means I'm waiting on or for you. Okay, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting for you. It could be, used in different situations. You're literally waiting for someone to do something, right? So you're just saying, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Te estoy esperando. Te estoy esperando. You can also say, if you want to say yo, you can. Not YP, but I mean YP. You can say this as well. Yo te estoy esperando. But once again, you don't need yo all the time. You don't need personal pronouns all the time. So if you have it like this, it's perfect. Te estoy esperando. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting for you. Okay? Thanks for the question, Hassan. Okay. Espero, I love that. Brianna Lee says, espero que llegue el fin de semana pronto. That's such a great example. I hope that, the weekend is here soon. That's pretty much what it means. Thanks for sharing, Brianna. Perfect example. Mr. Steven, te puedo esperar, pero no mucho tiempo. No tengo mucho tiempo. So, okay, Mr. Steven, that's a great example. But you need, pero no mucho tiempo. That sounds incomplete. You can say, te puedo esperar, pero no tengo mucho tiempo. Oh boy. Okay, that's a long sentence. Okay, I'm just gonna have it there. So this means I can wait, pretty much wait for you, or I can wait, I can wait for you. But I don't have much time. Okay? So this is the opposite, like you can wait, but you don't have much time. So apúrate. Right? So yeah, that's a great example, Mr. Steven. You can say that. Te puedo esperar, pero no tengo mucho tiempo. So I can wait for you, but I don't have much time, or I can wait, You can also, if you don't want to say, to the person, I can wait for you, if you just want to say, I can wait, a different way to say that is just remove te, sorry. So you can say, puedo esperar. I can wait. That's what it means. Puedo esperar. I can wait. Or you can just, be more specific. If you're waiting for someone specifically, te puedo esperar. I can wait for you. Okay? Excellent. Great examples. Lastly, guys. Oh, once again, remember, esperar means to hope or to wait. It depends on you, how you want to use it, your situations. But it's good to know that esperar means to hope or to wait. Excellent. The last one, guys, verb number 10. This is the last one. That's awesome. Let's see. Permitir. A lot of R sounds there. So it's a good idea to practice the pronunciation. Permitir. This means to allow or to let. Interesting. This is very interesting. To allow or to let. You can use this verb when you're allowing or not allowing something, and when you're letting something, if you let something happen, or or not, but it's not like if you want to say let's go. No, you can't use permitir for that. It's pretty much when talking about allowing, letting something to happen, or we're talking about situations. Are you allowing it or not, right? So let's look at some examples. The last two examples. No se permiten perros en el restaurante. No se permiten perros en el restaurante. So this is something that you can see, you can see a sign saying this at a restaurant. El restaurante, you know what that means. restaurant. And this means dogs are not allowed in the restaurant. Okay, no se permiten. Dogs are not, well, no se permiten in this situation means not allowed. Okay, whatever the person or animals or things are, we're just saying something is not allowed. Someone is not allowed. In this situation, we're talking about pets, right? It's specifically dogs. Perros, dogs. Los perros. So remember that. No se permiten perros means dogs. Sorry. Dogs are not allowed. Okay? Where? En el, in the restaurante. Restaurant. Interesting. Yeah, usually, but there's some places where they allow dogs, like some coffee shops, I think. I'm not sure about restaurants, but sometimes, most of the times, they're not allowed, right? The opposite would be se permiten. Okay? So, se permiten perros en el restaurante means dogs are allowed in the restaurant. So that's good news. That's good news. Now, we use the verb permitir. In this situation, it means to allow. Let's look at an example using permitir when it means to let. Okay, so this is interesting. This is good. This is good. I like it. Permítame ayudarle. Okay, permítame ayudarle. Permítame ayudarle. This means let me help you. Okay, permítame is a very common word to say let me and then ... whatever you want to let the other person, let you do for the other person. Permítame, let me. It's a very polite way to say let me. In this situation, ayudarle, help you. I want to help you. Let me help you. Permítame ayudarle. Okay, so this is a great phrase to learn if you want to say this in Spanish. And we're using let, but we're not saying let's go, let's party, let's go out. No, we're talking about allowing, right? Allowing, letting someone either help you or not. Maybe we're talking about something not being allowed, like dogs. Dogs are not allowed at this place, right? Or let me help you. Permítame ayudarle. Okay? So let me just share another example. If you want to say, I'm not allowing this, maybe you don't want some situation. And you can say that in Spanish. Of course, you can say that in Spanish. You can say, for example, no voy a permitir que me hables. Hang on, guys. No voy a permitir que me hables así. Okay, no voy a permitir que me hables así. This means technically you're saying I'm not allowing or allowing you or letting you. Okay, allowing you, letting you speak to me like this. Okay? So if someone is rude to you, you can say this. No voy a permitir que me hables así. Okay, this is an informal way to say this. If you want to make it formal, if you want to keep things formal, you can say que me hable, okay? Hable así. No voy a permitir que me hable así. I'm not allowing or letting you speak to me like this, okay? So this is another way to use permitir. Permitir if you feel like you don't want something, if you don't want to allow something, you can do that. You can use permitir. I'm not allowing you. I'm not letting you, or allowing to you, letting you speak to me like this. I mean, sometimes that happens, right? No voy a. By the way, we need to talk about boy because this is a good word. But in this situation, this means I'm not allowing or letting. Okay, no voy a permitir. Que, permitir que is another great phrasal verb, where you have the verb and another either preposition or another word, short word that helps you, pretty much get all making sense. You get everything, you want everything to make sense. So if you use permitir que, that's a common thing to say in Spanish. Letting, okay, permitir que me hable, you speak to me así. Well, let's underline this. Así, like this. Okay? So this is advanced Spanish, but this is how this sentence works. Excellent. So, guys, do you have any questions? Remember, permitir means to allow or to let. Let's see. I love that. I love that example, Brianna. ¿Me puedes esperar un momentico? Can you wait a little bit? That's amazing. Great example. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Mr. Steven, quería decir, pero no por mucho tiempo. Okay. Yeah, that also makes sense. Te puedo esperar, pero no por mucho tiempo. It makes sense. Yep. Brianna says, hay una gran diferencia entre dejar y permitir. Por ejemplo, mi madre no me deja salir en la noche. Mi madre no me permite salir en la noche. Okay. Dejar, permitir, in that specific situation, it works. You can use either. Yeah, either. Permitir is, it's very similar to dejar in some situations, because dejar also means to leave. When you leave in, for example, your car keys on the table. Dejo las llaves en la mesa, right? So dejar has other meanings as well. But you can, in that particular situation, you can use either one, dejar or permitir. Permitir is very like to allow, to let, right? Dejar is more, versatile. Great example, Brianna. Lindsay, no puedo esperar para presumir mi español en mi próximo viaje. Recordaré traer el efectivo a los mercados y por la comida en las calles. Hello, Lindsay. Welcome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, that's the best way to practice Spanish, is by interacting with other Spanish speakers. That's such a great way to learn and practice Spanish for sure. Definitely, it helps a lot. In my situation, the way I learned English, like it went from 50% to 80-90% was by talking to English speakers. Like it was like that, specifically when you have to survive and you need to do groceries, when you need to call someone over the phone and be like, oh, can you please help me with this? Or you're talking to a company, right? Or your family doctor, and you gotta explain things to them, and it has to be in another language other than your native language. That's when you learn like this. So it really helps. I mean, obviously, watching lessons, learning vocabulary, it helps a lot. But if you want to retain all that information, if you want to keep that information in your brain, you need to practice. And the best way to do it is by going to, in this situation, Spanish speaking countries, and just be there, talk to everyone there as much as possible. And that's gonna really help you a lot. Thanks for sharing, Lindsay. Brianna, your Spanish is amazing. Your Spanish is really good. You shared really good examples, great examples. Excellent. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. You're the best. Thank you for interacting with me. Thank you for sharing examples, for your questions. I love doing this. I hope you learned a lot of Spanish. And I am uploading like parts of the stream, different streams. I'm making short videos of my streams. So you guys, if you want, you can watch that later, but I'm uploading a video every day. So it's just short, quick Spanish lessons, but it's just, when you watch my streams, you're getting the whole lesson, right? The videos that the videos that I upload, they're just like parts of my streams, really like short videos from my streams, right? So you can either watch the videos or do both. You can watch the videos and watch my streams. I love the live lessons. I love to live stream the lessons because I can talk to you guys. I can interact with you, and I think it's pretty cool that you can ask questions about what we're learning at the spot. That way you're not like, oh my God, I have this question, but I don't know, when I will answer your questions. I mean, you can leave your comments. I'm trying my best to answer your comments, but sometimes I think it's best if you ask questions during my live streams, because that's just you get the answer like this. Anyways, have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that I have a Spanish community on Discord. That's for free. You can join that community. The only thing you need to do, you need to read the rules, because it's very important that you read the rules. And if you want to join that community, just click, you can click on the link in the video description down below. It says Discord, and then you can see the link there. Another thing that you can do to help this channel is to give this lesson a like. That helps me a lot. Also, you can get a Cafecito membership if you can, of course, no pressure. And I have a link to donate if you want to donate to this channel. I mean, it's up to you if you want to, but if not, it's fine as well. so don't worry about it. But there's a link down below. You can check that out if you want. Remember that I live stream every Tuesday around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you don't want to lose any of my miss any of my live streams, you can just click on the bell notification icon next to the subscribe button. So YouTube lets you know every time I live stream. Buenas noches, muchas gracias por ver este en vivo. Nos vemos a la próxima. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Adiós.